Netflix, you don't need cable. Hop on YouTube, welcome to the hood table, where we chop up local and global events vocally. You don't really wanna miss out on these conversations. Just joke a little, laugh a little, get that wine in your system, fill your glass a little. Expose current events, talk trash a little. You never know, these opinions might clash a little. They addicted to the content, got them binge watching. You don't like it, then you want invited. Bet your friends watching in the house and your job parking lot before you clocking. They don't wanna miss a second of this HD content. Everybody think they got something to say, so it's an open invitation, bring it to the table. But if you come whack, just know we ain't buying in. We gon' probably turn your back and tell you sorry, try again, Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable. Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Hood Table one more again. Come on, hoodies. Make sure y'all drop down. Get your eagle on in the chat. Also, make sure you like and share the video. And, of course, if you are new here, please feel free to subscribe to the Hood Table and hit the notification bell, as well as the membership. We do have members. I think the lowest tier is $2.99. But, yes, if you want to become an official hoodie to the Hood Table, please feel free to hit the membership button. Let's move on right along.
Good luck, Cletus.
Wendy, Wendell, Bartholomew.
Right. Y'all, Billy Bartholomew, Cleophas Earl. Wendy.
Cleophas Earl. Yes.
Wendy Williams with your stinking ass. Girl, let me tell you something. You was too old for the shenanigans. You should, if you're doing good and you're rehabbing, keep at it. But you got to I don't know what you did. You didn't let these folks just take all you. They trying to take all your little change, then shut down your fame and gave your show to somebody. And last I heard, is it even still on?
No,
her show is not on.
See what I'm saying? You gave it to shit. Y'all have made a donkey out of shit.
It became Sherry show.
Okay, but y'all didn't change it.
Oh, that's right. Sherry took over and then it became a Sherry show. I forgot all about that. I didn't know
she's still on.
Sherry just took her show.
No, but
Sherry was given a show.
Okay, but if she's still on.
But hold on. Let me make sure. Charlie, so are you saying that when she took over the show, they actually gave it to her? So this wasn't like a separate incident where Sherry got a show.
Yeah, she ended up turning into the Sherry show.
Wow. I literally thought that Sherry was taking over, but then Wendy's show just ended and Sherry just got a brand new show. So she basically took over that show and then they renamed it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they took her fan base. See, they stripped. I don't know who the hell doing this to that sister. I don't know what the hell, girl. I don't know, girl. I don't know what you have did. I don't know what the hell, but to get mistreated like that, and then they milking your funds and got your funds froze. You can't get access to your money, but everybody else can spend your money. Then your kid, your son, he I don't know what the hell. Then your family, they all, what the hell? Like what? Look, man. Look, there's the girl. You got to get it right. You got to get it all the way right, or you is just through Magoo because you too old for them shenanigans and bullshit. Come on now, you get foolishness and fuckery. You just blind. You just floating away with a drink in your hand. Fuck that. No, ain't about to do all that. There's a time and a place for everything. There's a time to celebrate. It's okay, but damn, you using that as a form of an excuse to go come on, you depressed. It ain't that much depression in the world. Well, I'm gonna let somebody or anybody take control of my money. That ain't happening.
Well, let's watch this little clip real quick.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I'm good.
Everybody hit mute, please. Thank you.
Would you have taken Wendy to a Would you have taken Wendy to a meeting with NBC about a talk show in that condition? That publicist did. Another king of daytime, Steve Wilkos, was deeply hurt when he saw the Wendy doc. Steve was a frequent guest host for Wendy Williams, and he knew Wendy well. He posted this on his widely seen TikTok account.
What they're showing is somebody is not protecting her. It doesn't put her in a good light. I don't see how this serves any purpose at all. One, her manager talking about, is she ready to do a podcast? She's ready. She's been doing this for 20 years. She's no position to do anything, interviewing. She should not be interviewing anybody. I got to tell you, I was disturbed and I'm saddened by, I feel people using her. They're not protecting her.
And Steve Wilkos joins me now live. Steve, it's really good of you to be on the program with me. I just want to get your first reactions when you watched the documentary.
I was really surprised because I didn't even know it was coming out. And my wife and I were just flipping through channels and we came across it. And I was absolutely shocked. A lot of people, when I posted that TikTok, a lot of people said, oh, this is karma. She would talk about celebrities in a bad way, and she was mean. That's nonsense. Like you said in your opening statement that Wendy's a wonderful person. We in show business, with the shows that we type to do, we're to entertain. We're not going to be bumps on the lawn. You better have a personality for people to watch. And that's what Wendy did. Listen, I don't even watch daytime talk. This is my job. I don't follow it. But I was a big fan of Wendy because I'd been on her show. I was on her radio show when I got launched. She always made me feel real comfortable. She made me, whether she really believed it or not, that she was, champion for me.
Okay, y'all. I'm gonna ask all of y'all. And Sis Flo, I know this is one topic she wanted to discuss tonight. I'm gonna ask all of y'all. Why do y'all think the people in her corner allowed this documentary to be made? Because, like Steve Wilkos say, I'm in agreement with him. They up there talking about, we didn't realize that she was really as bad off, or that she was really as sick, or that she was really, when we was doing this video. And then the whole time I'm watching it, her, what's that dude that's real close to her? Talking about we getting ready for her podcast. Y'all getting ready for her podcast, and she's sitting up there looking like she got, I don't even want to talk about her illness. I'm not going to do
Their motive is money.
Was not well at all. The scenes where her eyes was just bugging all the way out her head, and it looked like she had no personality, like she didn't even know where she was, like she was just lost in the sauce. And y'all talking about we get her ready for her podcast?
It was money. It was all about money.
Yeah,
that same guy was a executive producer of that, so he got paid for that.
And they're collecting money, and the family is exploiting the exploiters.
And they're gonna pay for that too at the end of the day, especially if you take it from
and now she's sick with the same illness that Bruce Willis has.
Exactly. When she showed her feet, I damn near was in tears. Because I know Wendy Williams. Everybody who watched Wendy Williams know that Wendy Williams loved her some stilettos, child. Y'all know Wendy Williams loved her some stilettos. And when she picked her feet up and put her feet in the camera, I didn't even know what the what is it called? Lymphedema?
Lymphedema. Yeah.
I didn't even know what that shit was. I started researching it after I saw her feet. And I was like, and then I guess there's a content creator in the B sector named Uppity who got the same type of shit. I really didn't even know. And I done seen people post her pictures out of fun, like mocking her and shit like that. But when I saw Wendy Williams' feet, I was like,
when they had her in that car and she was trying to get that vape and everything, and she kept saying, no, this ain't it. This ain't the place. And then they took her around again.
Yeah.
You could tell she wasn't like all there when she was in that bed, passed out, and didn't even know who was who and what was what. Like, bruh, like y'all know she's an alcoholic. She's
They
drinking
knew she
to the
wasn't in
point.
her right mind, Charlie. Like, why would you exploit her like this? Like, the lady needs help. She
No.
don't need to be on no damn Netflix documentary looking like that. Like, it's saddened me, and trust me, I
And
was
that one
a big
lady,
Wendy
My
fan,
daughter refused
but
to watch.
that was fucked up what her peoples did to her.
that one lady who was her publicist was so
Oh,
trying to knock the other dude out of the saddle straight up by like kissing up to Wendy and letting Wendy do whatever Wendy wanted to do when she wanted to do it. She was trying to knock Will out of the saddle. She was trying to become the new manager.
and then they won't let her see her family at all. Like, really? Her sister said, I take care of her for nothing. You don't have to pay me anything.
Well,
I just want to go to my sister as well.
Miss Ronnie brought this up when we were on her panel talking about this, and other people did that. Her niece is actually like on TV. She's a newscaster. Her family's got money. They don't need her money.
They don't. and like her,
But her employees do.
She said, everything that I do is for my son. I don't care anything about him spending anything. Everything I do is for him. She don't care nothing about what he spends. That's her only child.
Exactly. And if I had only one child and I was rich, my child would have the fucking world.
Well, y'all know that's her miracle baby too. If you watch the
exactly, that was her
other thing
miracle
on
baby. Yep, that's what she called him, her miracle baby. Yep.
Because she lost so many and couldn't, like, after a certain point, couldn't carry baby, and he was the only one that she carried to full term and everything.
And that's the only thing that hurt her with Kevin, because he knew what she was going through, and she had told, I don't care what you do, just don't bring me babies back. That was the deal breaker. And that dog did what?
He brought a baby back.
But see,
and then her mama passed after that.
Oh,
and then the divorce. She had a lot of downfalls before, and I think she was sick for a long time, but we just didn't really know. We didn't really know the depths of her sickness, or start to know, until she was the Statue of Liberty, and she passed out in that green gown.
Did y'all see how good she looked though when she was with her son and her family? Like, she was doing so good. He had on her clean lifestyle, vegan eating. She wasn't drinking because he would give her like the non-alcoholic, so she thought she was still getting something. You know what I'm saying?
He even told her assistant, and you know the guy what is the guy's name who's doing the show with her? Who's there? Her friend. Will, yeah, he was even telling, don't you let her drink, don't you get her no alcohol, don't you let, and you can't really, if somebody wants to get some drugs or alcohol, they gonna get it, right? Like Michael Jackson, like Whitney Houston, we can go on and on and on, right? If they want it, they gonna get it. But my thing was, when it comes to children, okay, a lot of us are not rich or wealthy, so of course we expect our children to work, get out there and make it, get it in the mud like I did, right? But if you have one child and you are filthy rich, and your child ain't out here doing drugs, he out here robbing people, killing people, you know, it seems like a decent kid. You have one child and you have all this money. You saw how she was with him. Okay, you need this, you need new clothes, you need a car, you need this, you need that. And that was her miracle baby as well. Like, some people would think it was harsh if a parent was to say, okay, I got $50 million. And I'm exaggerating, okay? I'm just saying, I got $50 million. I want you to go out there and get a job. I ain't giving you shit. Get it how you make it. But most people who would be in that situation would make sure their child don't want for shit. But now they're trying to make like her son was trying to take all her money, when we even know from watching her over the years that she would do anything for her son. So I don't understand why the fact that they are trying to control her fucking money. This ain't no Britney shit, okay? Do not think that these are two of the same situations. Not y'all, but I'm just saying. This is not the Britney Spears situation when we talk about Wendy Williams. Go ahead.
I'm just in agreement with everything you're saying.
I'm really sad and slow, and I wasn't even like a major fan of hers. But to see her, y'all, if I ever, God forbid, if I ever lose my mind, get sick, anything like that, please don't have my sons put me up here on YouTube looking all crazy. Like, come up here and kick their ass. Bro, come up here and kick their ass. And take the whole internet away. Like, I'm so serious. Because what they doing to her, it's just downright despicable. And then to act like, oh, she's ready for a podcast. Yeah, we give us a few more weeks, give us a few more months. We working on this. We getting our podcast together. Podcast where? She can't even stay up long enough without drinking alcohol and being drunk. She can't even walk on her feet. Like what the fuck? Like they up here acting like they did not know. This is the part that I hate. Y'all up here acting as if nothing was wrong with her, or like y'all didn't see anything wrong with her.
She couldn't even carry a conversation, much less do a podcast. You know what I'm saying? She couldn't think properly. Like, if you listen to her, she sounded like somebody who had extreme Alzheimer's disease. Like, they forgot that like, her driver even said that, and he's been her driver for years. Some days she would hate him. Other days she wouldn't even know who he was. Like, how is she going to do a podcast?
Just like her assistant, the one who was helping her with clothes and helping her, the one who was going to get the food for her, or not the food, but the vapes or whatever.
I think she was getting her alcohol too.
This is the place, Wendy. We go here all the time. No, go around the block. Go around the block. Go around the block. She cussing and yelling at them, and then the next day she'll be like, "I'm sorry."
I'm gonna say this: they need to really get her away from all of those people and put her back with her family, or they're gonna see the harsher thing that I don't want to say out loud, and we're gonna see a headline: Wendy Williams isn't with us anymore.
Oh, it's coming. And I hate to say that too, Charlie, but we all know. We all know.
The people around her do not have her best interest at all. I mean, even if they have good intention, in some ways, which I don't think they do, but even if, let's say they had it, but she was fighting them on it, right? She's not going to listen to them like she will her son. She's not going to listen to them like she will her brother and her sister. You know what I'm saying? Her family.
Or her niece, yeah.
Yeah. She's not going to listen to them because they're not, like, they're, in her mind, her hired help. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, they're not her family.
And you definitely will treat your hired help differently than you would treat your family.
Your family can say the truth to you and make you see it. I mean, if you look at the videos are proof. The videos of when she was in Florida with her family, she was looking healthier. She was speaking more in her right mind. She was up, standing up, cooking. She was doing things with her family. You know, now she's barely getting out of bed. She can't hardly walk. She's drinking so much she can't even barely stay awake half the time. She literally said it herself, and nobody was listening. I'm bored. There's nothing to do here. The TV don't work. I want my family. I'm bored. All I do is stay in this house all day. She has no friends in New York. She considered Will and the publicist her friends. That's the only people she had to talk to.
Yeah, and like you were saying, Charlie, when it comes to your the people who work for you, you can run them or they can leave and you can bring a new one in, right?
Mm-hmm.
With your family, we gonna tell you how T.I. is. Whether you get mad, whether you get pissed off, whether you walk out the motherfucking door. We gonna tell you ain't getting no liquor here. You better drink some Kool-Aid or some water, some Hawaiian punch, some tea, something. With paid employees, you make them do what the fuck you want them to do. And if they don't, you fire their ass and you hire someone else.
That's
So
why
I am
they're
in
yes
agreement
men.
that she needs to be around her family. Yes. Somebody who they ain't taking care of her. He talking about, well, I try to hide all the bottles in the house. I try to make sure. You saw him looking through all the cabinets, looking through the bathroom, looking through the. If somebody really wants drugs and alcohol, they gonna get it. And you mean to tell me you looked through her whole motherfucking house and you didn't see no liquor bottles? She is laying there in bed every day with a whole motherfucking gallon of liquor.
That's why I think the publicist was trying to knock Will out, because she is a yes man for Wendy. Whatever Wendy tells her to do, she does it. And because she's afraid to get fired, she does whatever Wendy wants her to do. And so that's why Wendy likes her more than Will sometimes, because that lady, I believe, is the one that is going to get her liquor for her and the things that she
Probably
wants.
so.
Because she's trying to she wants the money. You get what I'm saying? She ain't worried about Wendy. She didn't, you know what I'm saying?
And
She's
that's
like, Wendy's got it under control. She knows she's not a drinker. Bullshit.
That's the saddest part. This is just like if any of us was in a nursing home and we got somebody caring for us, and we know that we got so much money in our bank account or whatnot, but this person is telling us, you need this and you need that and you need this. Oh, you want to buy this and that and this? Okay, let me go ahead and get it for you. And they going out, they buying the shit we really don't need, and also putting a little bit in their pocket as well. It's the same situation. These are things that you have to look out for when you are a family and you have people in these elderly nursing homes, or you have people who come to their houses. You have to stay up on that shit. You have to make sure there's somebody over their bank account and things like that to make sure they're not being taken advantage of. I really do think her son has the best interest for her. And I don't know him personally, but I really do think that maybe him and maybe her niece, probably has, the best interest for her. But why don't they allow the family to be involved? Sislo, Charlie, bro, do any of y'all know why the family is not the ones?
They had, the son did have, power of attorney over his mother and all that. The bank stepped in because they said that $100,000 was spent.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yep.
They not only took the, now I maybe could see the financial part taken from them, maybe, and have somebody looking over it to make sure, her assets stay good and that she has enough to live off of for the rest of her life. Maybe.
And make sure her son isn't abusing his.
Yeah. But they also didn't only just take that, they took their medical rights to her, where they can't get her medical help. That's the part that makes me go, wait a minute now. You took away them not being able to make medical decisions for her? Her next of kin, her son, her sister, her family? This is strange. I've never seen this before, knowing she was doing very well in Florida. And
but
they
her
did
assistant has the right to make medical decisions.
Yeah, that's like, no, see, she has an overseer that's not the assistant and all that. It's not.
But where the hell is the overseer that was making this documentary?
He
the
talks
judge,
to the
all the
person.
people that's taking care of her, though. That's just the crazy part. The judge.
Say that again, babe. Say that again.
All of the people that are extorting her are the people that the judge selected.
Oh.
Yeah, so she's a court appointed person. Sorry, Sislo.
Go ahead, Sislo.
Oh no, that was it. That was all.
Okay, I was making sure I didn't cut you off on that. But yeah,
so
she
you
is
said, Sislo, the judge appointed the overseer, and who else? Like,
she has one guardian. At first, it was somebody that worked for the bank, and they said that was a conflict of interest. Now they have somebody else that they won't release the name to. Even the family doesn't even know this person.
Oh, wow.
The one that's overseeing her care and the other one overseeing her finances. So if that person doesn't say she can have this, this, or this, then she don't get it. The other person,
the person who's overseeing her care, How do you think she keep getting all this liquor?
Exactly, Yara.
Exactly, all right.
Well, y'all heard that the
My cisco
assistant
voice.
bought her vape and bought her plane tickets. I wonder if she's thinking that she can get paid back by the financial advisor. Because here's the thing, she may try to sue Wendy eventually for all the stuff that she's bought for Wendy, right? But the financial advisor can then say, well, we didn't tell you to buy those things for Wendy. You get what I'm saying? That may be something we see in the near future.
Child, I swear to God, I was not really a big Wendy. Well, I said Wendy fan when she had her, syndicated talk show. She's world known. I would tune in her sometimes. People like, girl, did you see the Wendy Williams show? Just like in the B sector sometimes. Ain't subscribed to somebody, but if you hear something hit the fan, girl, did you hear what happened on such and such? I would go over there and watch certain things. But I really wish the best for Wendy, because being sick is one thing. Having dementia is one thing. Having lymphedema is one thing. All these different things that she's going through. Being an alcoholic is one thing. But to have somebody exploit you, which I really think is going on right now with her camp, her circle, to be exploited. And they're exploited. How do you know they're exploiting her? Because every single person in this goddamn documentary, I didn't know that she was this sick. I didn't know she was that bad off. Like, look at her foot. Just look at her foot. She can't even barely walk. She's wearing what kind of boots? It's 100 degrees outside and she's wearing some motherfucking Uggs or some motherfucking boots. They gotta be like full of fur and all kind of shit, because her feet, just to look at her feet, just make me feel pain.
Why don't they have her seeing a podiatrist for that?
I don't know what's going on. Like, we ain't seen her have one appointment with a podiatrist. We ain't seen her I think we seen her talk to like a therapist, right?
Yeah.
Other than that, we ain't seen no doctor's appointments. We ain't seen no podiatrist. We ain't seen
she got that Graves disease too. So she's got a thyroid issue.
So why we ain't seen no doctor visits? Why we ain't seen no doctors coming to see her? But we got her out here at a motherfucking vape, up here telling motherfuckers they ain't at the right spot. She got people over here fighting her over liquor. We got, all these.
They put her in one of those facilities recently, and they're supposed to be selling her apartment and buying a new one, but that is yet to come to pass. So Wendy's basically staying in a care home right now. And who took the money for the apartment? I
don't know.
They're saying she ain't got but like 100,000 left in the bank from 50 million to 100,000.
And that's why she had millions, and they are showing the worst parts of her on this documentary. The worst parts of her. They're not showing anybody really helping her.
They showed the family trying, but then they took her away from them. Like, why would you take her away from the only people that are going to be there for her and care for her? That just don't make no sense to me.
I'm sorry, but I had to intervene with this one. But if I go from $50 million per se, and y'all talking about that, my loved one only got 100,000 after that, no, it's about to be some cold cases. Sorry.
I don't blame you, bro. It'd be the same way with me.
There's nowhere in the world I'm going to let you steal $50 million from a loved one and leave them with her. I don't care who you are. I don't care how powerful you think that you are. That, trust me. There's not a law in this land that will save your ass from becoming a skeleton. Nope. Because you're not gonna steal from somebody. I don't care what it is. If they even I don't even believe that people that are mortal enemies would do something to their opposition, it's bad. Like to me, that is something like a personal. That's like a personal vendetta to destroy someone's life into a point to where they're like starting from scratch. Just like their monthly habits. That's all you left them with is like a month to live on. That might cost that woman that might be her monthly, what she had to survive on.
Now, her apartment that they're trying to sell right now, it's a 2-story in the middle of New York. That apartment will go for millions of dollars.
Exactly.
Possibly in the billions, because depending on exactly where it's located. My fiance's house in Long Island went for $400,000, and that house down here in Mississippi wouldn't have been but 200 and something. You know what I'm saying? But up there, it goes for a lot more. Like they can go for his mom and dad's house, it could go for almost $1 million.
It's about space. They don't have space up like you have.
Mm-hmm. And when it's in those good neighborhoods and the fancy places and stuff like that, they got apartments for rent that are like a bathroom in your kitchen, and everything's like so compacted. It's like a closet. $1,000 a month for rent. So imagine what that's gonna sell for. But where's the money though? You know what I'm saying? Who got the money is what I want to know.
Y'all know where the money is at. It's the ones that's around her. I think some family involved too, but still, even family, I don't give a damn. You're not gonna steal no $50 million and then think that you're just gonna make a documentary about it and exploit my loved one. It ain't nothing going down. Nope.
I agree, bro. I think if the money is missing, really, I think it's just not her employees. I think it might be family involved too.
I'm talking about bank executive trustees, all that. Yeah, there's about to be some cold cases. Sorry.
They need to do an investigation, in my opinion, and have an outside source from the bank, someone that's not associated with that bank whatsoever, look into it. The family needs to push this, and they can, because something strange is happening for her money to just be liquidated that quickly.
I bet you when a couple of folks' heads come up split like watermelons, I bet you they get to talking then. Somebody gonna say something, because the judge and them and the insurance companies ain't gonna want to cover them type of situations. Like, hold on, man, this is becoming a heavyweight type of highlighted case. Yeah, because then the Fed's gonna really get involved. Hold on, man, these people whoever doing this, they not playing. So I would advise y'all to get to leave this woman's money alone and get her back into the proper care that she needs. Because for somebody to specifically take away your medical rights as your power to initiate a power of attorney to take away the family's medical rights to you, that's some wicked shit. Somebody that has something planned out for that woman for a long time, and they know most of her moves. I guarantee you, it's somebody that's very, very close to her. I can point my finger to it. Don't know exactly who it is, but I bet you, and one of the family members is involved in on as well.
When she was down in Florida with her family, when she was taking her rest from the Wendy Williams show, and they had other people guest starring before they took it away and gave it to Sherry, before they canceled her show. And I did it in quotation because, they took it from her and gave it to her. But anyway, they did the power of attorney. They took away his power of attorney and froze her assets and appointed her a guardianship within the matter of weeks. She had to fly back to New York from Florida because she was ordered to. So and the bank themselves is the one that took over.
Yeah.
Wells Fargo. Now, why she's using Wells Fargo and not they got a dang good in New York, a dang good banking system. It's a federal credit union called Bethpage. Why she wasn't using that, was using the other, I don't know.
I know one thing, like I said, that whoever it was that had that power and sit there, and the judge need to be hung too, because the judge should know better. You're in a position to make the rightful decision based off of the evidence. Somebody paid that judge because that's who need that judgment should have been overturned. That's what they need to do. They need to summons that funky ass judge. Because
and all the people involved.
How y'all follow the paper trail? I bet you. Like I said, somebody been paying some folks off, and because there's nowhere in the world, there is people that went from acid to they made so much money, to tens of millions of dollars over their career, and hardly don't have nothing to really show for it after. I mean, they got some money, but they ain't worth them 100, 250 million, $60 million that they was worth. They ain't worth that. But the point now is that still for somebody to do something like that, and I mean on top of that, they allowed it to happen as though that the bank, like somebody or an executive or somebody that's a trustee over your money or your account, that's like a basic bank teller having the power to go and put a motion in at the court for a power of attorney over you because of the way that you, like, say if you getting decent amount of money in your account every month.
I'm glad you got staring at us like this, though. But you know what? I'm sorry, bro. Let me say this real quick. This is something else that I didn't tell you all. Okay, so you know Suzanne, the lady that was the producer on the show, the one that was directing the people to clap, and she was always saying, Suzanne, what do you think about this and that? You know, her husband killed himself after it came up that some money had been missing from the Wendy Williams show that was unaccounted for. And it was like monthly rent money and a bunch of stuff like that was missing. It was unaccounted for. And his name was mentioned in an investigation, and he killed himself about 2 weeks ago.
Well, did y'all hear about her guardian, Sabrina, who was sued for stealing $30 million from another person under her guardianship? Did y'all hear about that?
See what I'm saying? Like I said, this guardianship lady or whoever they are, they would not be no longer. They ain't gonna. You're not gonna steal that kind of and think you're gonna catch a Bernie Madoff treatment. That's what you're gonna get. But you ain't about to get away with it.
Yeah, she has a guardian. Well, one of her guardians, her name is Sabrina Morrissey. She is being sued for stealing $30 million from another person under her guardianship. They said Wendy Williams' court-ordered guardian was named in a $30 million lawsuit that alleged that she was scamming another client, as she was also controlled the Wendy Williams show's host finances. They said Sabrina Morrissey and her firm, Morrissey & Morrissey LLP, as well as about 10 other lawyers, was named as defendants in the lawsuit. They also said the lawsuit accused Morrissey and other lawyers of conspiring to perpetuate a baseless guardianship against a New York man named Jose Verdugo, who had just been awarded $5.5 million in a personal injury claim. Attorney Michael Flomahalf of the Flomahalf Law Firm rep Verdugo after he was hurt in a construction accident, sustaining injuries to his head and his back. The lawsuit was filed in November 22, and in August 2023, Verdugo's lawyers told the court that they had discontinued the above entitled action without prejudice and without cost to either party as against the other. Flomahalf is allowed to refile the charges, make changes to the claim, or move the case to a different court at a later date, as long as the time frame falls within the statute of limitations. Flomahalf alleged that Verdugo was contacted by a former associate, Herbert Rodriguez, back in 2009, and court documents allege that Rodriguez told Verdugo that Flomahalf had mishandled the case and that his case could not be finalized unless Verdugo consented to an MHL Article 81 guardianship that Verdugo did not want or need.
Basically.
So this lady who represents Morrissey & Morrissey LLP, it was two guardians that was appointed, Rocio Paterno represented by Morrissey and Vertigo's wife Maria from 2010 to 2015. And Pertimel is accused Morrissey of pilfering funds from Vertigo in a separate lawsuit. The lawsuit claimed that Rodriguez and his firm initially partnered and conspired with Sabrina Morrissey, the same one who was over Wendy Williams, to impose on Vertigo and MHL, which is a mental hygiene law, Article 81 guardianship. So basically, what's that saying is this white lady who works for Morrissey, she was charged, or basically there's an investigation on her for pilfering money through another client, and she was also at the same exact time over Wendy Williams' estate. Ain't that crazy?
And ain't nobody once again, and ain't nobody made no motion to go and overturn the judge's order. And the judge should be subpoenaed, because actually a judge can be held accountable too. Yes, you sure can. There's a certain form that you can fill out. Yeah, they had that case switched to it for a third party appeal or appeal. Yeah, appellations courts appeal. Yeah, somebody
she stole $30 million, y'all.
Yeah,
she stole
that lady. Yeah,
30
she would be unalive.
million.
I'm sorry, she would be unalive. That's
a lot of money, y'all. 30 million from another person under her guardianship, and that was at the same time that she was guardian over Wendy Williams.
Like I said, the judge and this woman, it would be. Well, I guess, but that's where it's gonna go down. No, ma'am. You get away with 30 with one of the year. You and the judge is in cahoots too.
And that was their whole LLC. That was the whole company. I'm sure she didn't take that 30 million by herself. It probably was a conspiracy. The whole company.
Oh yeah, everybody was involved with that. Follow the money. I guarantee.
Everybody got paid.
Follow the money.
Everybody got paid. So we don't know for sure if the conspirators of this money thing or money stealing or guardianship it's just from people who are family related or from people who are just hired to be. But we'll find out soon. And I really do hope Wendy Williams doesn't succumb her illnesses anytime soon. I really, really don't, because excuse me, with everything that's going on with her, with the divorce, with her husband marrying his mistress, with all these people mishandling her money, stealing from her and everything like that, this has to take a toll on somebody who's already has addictions, right?
That's childish as hell.
You're already addicted to drugs. You're already addicted to alcohol. And then all this shit is going on and you can't see your family. Like one thing she kept saying in her documentary, I just want to see my son. I want to be with my family. I want to leave my legacy to my son. All this money I make is for my son. She's literally telling them this is for my son.
No, it don't matter. They're gonna leave your son with nothing. Your son will have, they basically say your son will have to start from the trenches. You ain't gonna have no money because your funeral gonna cost about $100,000. So you ain't gonna leave with nothing.
If they keep pilfering through her shit, all these other people, she ain't gonna have nothing to leave her son.
Exactly. That's why I say there's nowhere in the world. I'm not. Me as a man, I can't sit around and watch nobody. I don't care if it's family or not, or court or not. Just somebody's gonna pay the troll his toll. Simple and plain. You're not gonna steal and literally pilferate and court order my ass. I bet you, like I said, I bet you when you get some folks get some soup diets and some shit bags. I bet you start talking in. I bet you some money will start uncoughing, and I bet you some cases start getting overturned. I bet you.
No, he didn't say shit bags.
I guarantee you, because ain't nobody want no soup bags and shit bags. I'm telling you that. No, that's not. Yeah, because you intentionally destroy somebody. Like what gives you a right to try to destroy somebody's life and scan other people out of stuff, and that there's just no repercussions and consequences? Man, there's people out here that will literally take your life over a simple goddamn dice game, $5, $10 miss roll, $20, but you're stealing millions and you're getting away with it. Nah, bro. No.
Well, child, Any guys thing you want to say about this, sis, Lord Charlie?
That's sad. That's really, really sad,
The
man.
whole situation is sad to watch somebody right in front of your eyes go from, a boisterous person, like a powerhouse to literally what she is now is just sad to see, and to see the family fighting, having to fight about her health, having to fight about all this, and then institutions taking over her money, and she can't even like go buy a piece of candy at the store without asking somebody if she can. You know what I'm saying? I can kind of understand it a little bit to like in some sense, but at the same time, I'm like, you know what I mean?
That's not right. The period. I mean, they say it ain't always about right or wrong. No, it is. That's the only thing it's about is right or wrong. That's wrong. Simple and plain. I mean, like I said, unless she did something equally dirty to someone on that level, I don't believe that nobody. That's like I said, that's a vendetta. That's something. Oh, I'm going to get you. Oh, you just don't know. I'm going to. It's like that's a snake in the that's a snake in the bush.
I think that if that Wendy's family needs to hire an attorney to make them, because they can do this via court. They can make them share all of the court documentation of every penny of her money that was spent and where.
Right, itemized. Yeah, it's an itemized statement. They got to itemize everything. That means that everything has to be accountable for. Every damn thing from a toll charge with a vehicle that's registered in her name off the place that's being read off of the doggone toll bridge cameras when they passing through to get the account billed to everything. That all has to be accountable. I want to know how much the glue cost for that bootleg wig that she got on.
No, you didn't say bootleg wig.
You know what? I'm about to play this video real quick, and then we're going to wrap this up. But a lot of people don't know what's all wrong with Wendy Williams, and that's why I'm going to play this clip. And I think Sislo was referring to this earlier when they was talking about Bruce Willis. But everybody hit mute. It's a 3-minute video.
Williams' team says she has been diagnosed with primary progressive aphasia and frontotemporal dementia. These are conditions associated with changes in behavior, communication, and personality. Now, if this sounds familiar, it may be because back in 2022, actor Bruce Willis was diagnosed with aphasia, which has progressed to frontotemporal dementia. The announcement comes just days before the premiere of a Lifetime documentary about Williams' physical and mental health that is set to air this weekend. For more on this, we want to bring in Dr. Romy Mushtak. She's the neurologist and chief wellness officer at Great Wolf Resorts. Dr. Mushtak, thanks for being with us. She's also the author of the book, The Busy Brain Cure, the 8-week plan to find focus, tame anxiety, and sleep again. Dr. Mushtak, let's talk first about just this condition in general. What are some of the symptoms? And, Wendy is only 59 years old. Bruce Willis was young as well. Is there a typical age of diagnosis?
Vicki, good morning, and my heartfelt condolences out to Wendy, her loved ones, and all of her fans. Frontotemporal dementia is a form of dementia that typically happens at a younger age. Average age of diagnosis is around 45 to 65, and it's an actual group of different types of dementia. One type can affect personality, and the type that they're saying Wendy has can affect speech, known as frontotemporal dementia with primary progressive aphasia. Right there, you can see it can affect both the frontal lobe of the brain right at the front behind your forehead and the temporal lobe behind the ears, as we're seeing on the brain scans here.
Dr. Mushtak, how is this disease typically diagnosed and how does it progress?
Yeah, it's not an easy diagnosis and it can take time. Sometimes the first symptoms are behavioral changes or difficulty speaking. So it's a careful clinical history. In some, there may be a family history. It is not clear with Wendy, and a genetic variant as well. How it's diagnosed is by a neurologist specializing in memory with a careful physical exam, as well as an MRI of the brain, and additional type of imaging known as SPECT imaging that can show how glucose and other tracers are taken up in the frontal and temporal regions of the brain. So it often can take a long time to diagnose and can be a diagnosis of exclusion, which is not easy.
And doctor, what happens next? How is this treated? How does someone like Wendy move forward?
Sadly, Vicki, there is no actual cure for frontotemporal dementia or primary progressive aphasia. Supportive care is what's needed. It's very common to have behavioral outbursts or mood, and there are psychiatric medications for that. Speech pathology and language pathology can help with, prolonging the ability to use language. But the most important thing is that skilled nursing care is given to caregivers, because it can be very difficult to watch a loved one so young suffer.
Yeah, our best thoughts are with Wendy, her family, and her caregivers. Dr. Romy Mushtak, thank you so much for your
Child.
Basically, her family, but all the time
because she is so young, so gifted, and I mean, oh, girl. For her to get to this point in her life where she can really enjoy the fruit of her labor, her time is being robbed from her. She has one child. She won't get to see him have children and get married. She won't get to enjoy vacations and stuff. She won't be able to do it. Like she said, she wants to be back on TV. It's just so many things that she could do to enjoy everything she worked so hard for. And now it's like at least Bruce Willis got to see his kids grown, his grandchildren, and you know what I'm saying, enjoy some time with his families.
I get what you're saying, Sislo. It's sad that within a few years, she's not even going to remember who her son is. And she won't be able to see her or even if she's here to see them, she won't know who they are. Basically, that kind of what they're saying is that's going to affect her almost as like dementia, like Alzheimer's, and it's going to progressively get worse. She may even become violent because they said it messes with your mood. Her speech may completely go out altogether. The things that help you like cognitively be able to communicate with others may or may not go out because it affects her frontal lobe, and I think that also affects your memory. So it's not a good diagnosis.
It's really not. And Charlie, when you said violence, like when they were showing in the documentary, like the way she was talking to some of them, it's like when you say violence, like just from the way she was talking to some of them, like she was really angry, like calling them names, disrespecting them. I mean, firing them 2-3 times a day. Then the next day, oh, I'm sorry, did I say that? Like she would do a whole Urkel, like did I like she it was like as if like she don't even remember what she did or said, but she knew she did something bad. You know what I'm saying? And so when they come to the violence, I would hate to hear that she did something really serious to somebody, like hitting them or putting them in a hospital or something like that. But we even know, like from older people, sometimes they can get fits of rages where you can be trying to help them or help them to use the bathroom or change their clothes or feed them, and they will get into a fit of rage and they could hurt somebody seriously.
I was the only one when my grandmother got older that like she would listen to. She wouldn't try to fight, and she wouldn't try to like be angry. I was the only one. Like my grandmother saw this is not racism. 40 Mexicans crossing my lake like the Rio Grande to get to her house. Or that's what she thought she saw. If my dad would have said, hey, that's not what happened, Mom, she would have fought him on it. But because it was me, I was like, Granny, there wasn't that many people out there in my backyard without me knowing it. She was like, yeah, you're right. She said my son was playing in her front yard by himself. My son would never have done that at the age that she was claiming that, first off. And I was like, Granny, I would have been out here with him. I was like, that one. I was the only one that could talk sense into her. So right now with her, it's I believe in my heart of hearts, the only person that'll be able to get through to Wendy when she has those problems probably would be her son.
Her son. Yep. I agree.
Because she's going to fight anybody else. But the person you love the most, you won't fight as much. Like my grandmother had her moments, and hers was alcohol induced, like Wendy's. And when she would drink too much, that's why I'm the one that got her away from the alcohol. I'm the only one that could. You know what I'm saying? And he's probably the only one that's going to be able to deal with this. What you have to do with an alcoholic, instead of like saying, no, you can't have this because they're in a dementia phase, you pretend you're giving it to them and it's not even alcohol, it's grape juice.
We did see that, right? We did see that. Yeah. Didn't we see that when she was at a bar or something? She was somewhere at a bar or restaurant, and Will, is that his name? Will, her assistant, or he said, he went up to the bartender, said, don't give her that. Give her something else, a non-alcoholic. And Wendy was really up there drinking the stuff. Like, you know.
You have to make them think.
So, yeah, we did see that.
Or they'll get violent. You get what I'm saying? Like, there's ways that you can do it, and then, like, if you know their favorite
flavor.
Yeah. Well, they sometimes do, but a lot of times, like, if you get, like, if they like beer and stuff, you can get those non-alcoholics, and because they have the same fizziness and stuff, they don't really notice it as much. You just have to, like, sneak one in on them, if that makes sense. Like,
water it down a little bit.
Yeah. But I eventually talked her into completely, she didn't even touch alcohol the last few years in her life. And I did notice she was a little bit better. And I said this on Running IQs, and I got read to filth on Lipstick Alley for this. But I did, when she was going through all this and her Alzheimer's and stuff, I did a research. And they say if you take coconut oil, about a shot glass full, it starts to, and it's a study, there's a lady who actually did it, who was a doctor, that it can help reverse the signs of dementia. Now, it's not been proven fully 100%, let me say that, because they got my butt for not saying all around the queue, because I was being too quiet. But her husband had severe Alzheimer's disease, and he did the clock test. At first, he couldn't even put the numbers on the clock correctly. He could only draw lines, and the lines looked like they were all over the place. And as time progressed, and she also changed his diet. There's other things you have to put into place, because what dementia is it eats away at the fats in your brain and starts eating away at the tissue. So you have to add like certain fatty good foods for you, like superfoods and stuff, and the coconut oil. And it puts those back. So his progression started getting better and better. And he could actually do the clock test. He was back reading again. He could comprehend things better. His speech got better. There was one company when I did this that they took and they found the compound that's directly in the coconut oil. And they did, in their mind, this is what they said in the study, they created a cure. But they couldn't get anybody to back them to mass produce it. That was what I did in a speech. I did a speech class. We did an informative speech. I did the research on all that. I even shared it to my community wall, this doctor lady who, did all that. She did speeches on it and everything.
Well, we all know how it goes when it comes to some of these medicines. Like way back in the day when there was the AIDS pandemic and, different things like that, people always thought that, yeah, they got a cure. Even with certain cancers, yeah, they got a cure. But because of how much money they can make with treatment, being hospitalized, people having surgeries, and all this kind of other stuff, when it comes to these cures, we might not ever see them. Like, not ever see them marketed.
That is very true.
It's sad to think that that's the case. It really is sad. Like, look at all the people of AIDS that died of HIV and AIDS. That it was millions.
I said that to try to help, because you never know, if it does work, and it helps people, you know what I'm saying? I'd rather try to help as much as I can, but I got rid of filth on Lipstick Alley, girl.
Oh, but you know what? I mean, it's cool because a lot of times when they do come out with something that does work, a lot of times the ADA won't even approve it. And sometimes, you know, people, it'd be like a trial or something like that. And then eventually, after so many years or whatever, they'll finally approve it. And hopefully it won't be too late for a lot of people, because that was just like with the pandemic back in the 80s and the 90s with HIV and AIDS. Like, people were waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. And sometimes they couldn't hang long enough. You know what I'm saying? And then these new developments came, and you know, figured out. But see, a lot of people still believe that it was just like with the Rona, that it was purposely put into something or someone to spread a pandemic, and people still feel the same way about, you know, oh, it was over there in Africa, that's where the AIDS come from, and people over there doing this, doing that. And a lot of people still believe that it was inserted purposely into someone or something. They talk about it came from gorillas or monkeys or something like that, and that's how people got it. And then they say the same thing about the Rona. Oh, it came from snakes and bats and different things like that, and that's how people got it.
Yeah, there's so many conspiracies on different things. You know what I'm saying? But no, the way I look at it with the coconut oil, if you could add that to your diet, it ain't gonna hurt you anyway. It ain't gonna do nothing but add nutrients to your body.
Yeah, but with anything,
But I say alleged.
Exactly. Always seek.
We are not medical professionals here.
Exactly. Always seek the guidance, whether that's the flu, whether that's the pink eye, whether that's herpes, whether that's anything else. Always seek the guidance of your personal medical provider and get consultation from your personal medical provider. But other than that, everybody, please make sure you like and share the video. Subscribe to the Hood Table. If you feel inclined to hit the Cash App, hit the Cash App. Hit the Quan on us. Hit the Cash App. $ the Hood Table 402. And as far as Charlie, she does have her Cash App on her under her name that says $ Charlie
and
Child, you ain't got my glasses. That's too small. You said it's what?
It's Charlie Ann 87.
Okay, Charlie Ann 87. Because I'm up here looking for my glasses. Like, ooh, that's small print. I be forgetting that you can make your name, and then you can also put like a subtitle underneath your name on here on StreamYard. Stay safe, be blessed, remain vigilant at all times, and always remember to keep it hood.
Brush them damn teeth.
Brush them doggone teeth, like my brother said. Love you too, Corio. Appreciate you, boo.
We get with you. Hit us in the background. You know how we do.
All right.
Later for now.
All right. Love you guys too, and keep it hood. Yeah. All right. Y'all have a wonderful night. I'll talk to y'all later.
All right. Bye.
All right. Good night.